Hey, well, welcome to our first morning of yoga, where we really had to challenge ourselves. Well, I had to challenge myself to stay present because technology was a bit of a challenge, even though I was so proud of myself thinking it was all sorted. So, firstly, apologies. I'm so sorry for the complete fiasco of not being able to see each other. But what I'd like to do is I would like to just start because I am confident that we will sort this out because, like I said, I was working at 10 o'clock last night and for some reason I couldn't get it working this morning. So let's begin. Welcome to our waking up together, our way of staying present, connected, and getting a little bit of yoga while a lot of us are at home a lot and stuck at home. Not even stuck at home. At home. So what I was going to do is I would like to take 30 minutes approximately and spend the first 15 minutes doing movement and then the second 10-15 minutes doing meditation. And this will give you a solid home practice if that's something that you're interested in continuing afterwards. The movement that I'm going to be working with is simply based around the Sun Salutation. The reason I'm doing that is because there's so many varieties available in the Sun Salutation and so much flexibility within it. But also it's taking you through a full range of movement. So there'll be forward, back, and we'll include some twists, we'll include a little balance, and that gives you a complete practice. And what it will mean is that on a particular morning you can up your ante or reduce your ante depending on what way you feel. You can bring in loads of modifications, but it's a really solid way of finding a practice that suits you and that suits your body, and mainly that gives you a rhythm. Because the advantage of doing a similar practice every day means that you don't have to think about it, you don't have to, it's a starting point, and then from there you can kick off and go in any direction that you want. And you can play or you can spend a little bit of extra time in one place or another place depending on how your body is that day. But it gives a really good solid anchoring, and anchoring I think is the right way that you can work from and develop from in the future. The other thing to say is that during this block I won't be using music because I don't want to be dependent on your speakers and what you're listening to it from. So instead I've shared the playlists that if you're used to coming to our studio and you want to connect with that music, you have the playlists. On the other hand, you might want to play something a little bit more upbeat because it's the morning, or you might just want to listen to the birds because that's what we have here. Buckets and buckets of birds, lots of crows and lots of little birds. So see how you feel. What else was I to say to you? I'd say to you also that, as always, do what feels good in your body. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Over the next few weeks, I'm hoping to also post little little 5-10 minute videos on each of the sections in the Sun Salutation and on ways of modifying it depending, say, if your shoulder is clammy, if you can't put weight on your wrists, or even eventually I will be doing a full seated one, so you can get your parents involved and they can join us once we get Zoom working. Okay, so without any further ado, let's move on to the movement. And actually, it's probably an advantage that you get to watch this video. If you don't know Sun Salutation, you can watch this video through, but the intention would be that from sort of tomorrow on, that you can listen and that you have an idea where the movements are, and then you can listen rather than be trying to look at the video and turn back again and look at the video and come back again, that you can use verbal cues and find that in your body. Brilliant. So thank you very much. So we come to standing. You're going to come to standing at the front of your mat. Now, I say mat, you can see I have a rug. I'm not using a yoga mat at the minute. But you're going to come to the front of your mat and just find your feet. So when we start, you're literally going to root down because you've been in bed, I'm assuming it's a morning practice, we want to just kind of really start to release. So beginning by planting your feet, spreading your toes, planting your feet on the ground, spreading the other toes, planting that foot on the ground. So you get 2 feet solidly on the ground. Have a little wriggle, have a little move. Start movement from your ankles through into your hips, through into your shoulders, into your arms. Letting the shoulders start to move, moving the shoulders the other way, involving the head, rolling the head one way, rolling that the other way. Have a little stretch to one side, and a little stretch to the other side. Reaching up, opening up. And then beginning this little twist that I really like. It's starting with your eyes, moving from side to side, then your head, moving from side to side, unwinding, then including the shoulders, then the upper ribs, the upper chest, waist, hips are still stable, then including the hips, knees, ankles, and then eventually even your feet. So you're just rolling from one side to the other side. And you can make it as big or as quiet, depending on the space and your unit. You have forward bends, back bends, the whole lot. And then we start to bring it down. So keep your feet stable, moving only from your ankles. Ankles stable, from the knees up. Knees stable. Starting to notice how much movement. Hips stable. Movement is a whole body thing. Chest stable, just head. Head stable, just eyes. And then we're ready to begin. Hands to heart. We're going to build up the Sun Salutation. So beginning by just taking a breath in. As you exhale, start to roll everything forward. Just kind of curl the whole body forward, soften the knees. As you inhale, start to open up, reaching up, maybe even coming a little bit onto your toes. The next time you exhale, you're curling forward a little bit more, developing a little bit of mobility and strength. Inhaling, reaching. If you come onto your toes, all the better. The next time, coming the lowest, we're going to come into almost like a squat. And then as you reach up, see, can you come up onto your toes fully? I need to be on a flat mat. And maybe even opening into a little back arch on your toes. Coming down onto your heels, coming into a full squat. From the full squat, what we're going to do is open up the hips and warm up our hips. So you're going to take a step back. Depending how you feel, I'm going to suggest not too wide a step back, because we're going to then just play, hinging forward and hinging back. Now in the beginning, it's easier just to straighten that front leg and bend the front leg, leaving the back leg out of it. If you want to work on strength, if you've been doing yoga with me for a while, then you're looking to bend the back leg, straighten the back leg, bend the front leg, and switch. So you're moving forward and back. So you're warming up the hips, but you're also looking at building strength in that back leg. And then the next time you come back, you're going to lift the leg forward and come back to standing. Bend your knees, come on up, maybe even onto your toes, and back to prayer. Let's do it on the other side. Inhaling, exhaling, rolling down so that you can open up and onto your toes. Exhaling down, inhaling, opening up onto your tippy toes, and back. Exhaling, rolling back down, and this time come to flat back. I forgot this the last time. So from exhaling, folding forward, hinging into a full squat if you're happy in squat. Long back, stepping with the other leg. Again, don't step too far, so you can then play with straightening and bending the front and back legs. Playing forward and back. Now this is not easy. So in the beginning, simply straight, keep the back leg straight and simply warm the front hip. So see how it feels for you. If you've been doing this for a while, you're really looking at pathways of weight, if that makes sense to you. So reaching from the front foot, now reaching from the back foot. Last one, stepping forward. And this time when we're in our forward bend, let's have a little walk to the right and a little walk to the left. Back to center, bend your knees, coming on up, and if you can come onto your toes, balls of the feet, and back to prayer. Are you starting to warm up? Work with your breath, don't lose your breath. This time we're going to come the whole way through, so into plank the whole walk, the whole thing. From the front of your mat. Take a breath in, exhale. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, scooching down, coming to flat back. Exhaling into squat, stepping or in time jumping into plank. Check out how you are in plank today. What's it like with your hands? This is your first time on your wrists. Are your wrists up first? Maybe you want to reach forward and back a little bit. See how that is. Maybe you need to be in half plank because it's too much on your arms. Or maybe you're just a bit tired this morning. And then whenever you're ready, knees, chest, chin, lay your body down. Once your nose touches the ground, you're going to come into Sphinx, but this means come long and high. Sphinx or Cobra. Exhaling, coming back down with a flat back. Use your arms, use your core. Lift yourself back. We're going to come to dog. So come back into hare pose from hare. Bending your knees and coming to dog. Now if you don't know this sun salutation, these are a lot of steps to do together, so don't worry if you're getting a bit lost. Let your breath settle. See, can you bend your knees and take your bum back? This is probably your first dog of the day, so maybe you want to walk the dog. Walk the dog, and then one knee, have a little look under one arm. The other knee, have a little look under the arm. Bending both knees, taking your butt back, long spine. Connection from feet to hands. And then head act when you're ready. Stepping. Wherever it is you land. You might hook it. See where it is you land. Stepping one leg forward, the other leg forward. Bend the knees and come on up to prayer. That's one round of your sun salutation. We're going to play through that, working through. So if you know it, then do another 3 rounds, one in either side, 3 rounds. I'm going to describe it one more time, see how it goes. Let your breath settle. You move when you're ready to move. You don't have to move when everybody else is moving, no one else is there. Whenever you're ready, soft knees. Inhale, so that when you exhale, you start to soften the body, rolling down. From your feet as you inhale, onto your toes, if that's possible. Not your toes, but the balls of your feet, actually. Reaching up. Maybe opening back. Coming back down, heels down. Into your squat, from your squat. Coming to flat back. From flat back, back into your squat. From your squat, leading with the opposite leg now. So left leg back. Right leg to meet it. You're into your plank. From plank, lay your body down. Loads of choices. Last time we did knees, chest, chin. This time we're going to do the 8-point pose. So if you know what this is, then I'll do a little video on it in a few weeks. Scoot through. 8-point pose. Releasing back down. nose on the ground. So protect your spine, protect your lower back as you come through here. Let's just do that one more time. Come back down any way you want. 8-point pose, squeezing down. Long body, long so that you're coming tall into cobra. Coming back down, nose to the ground. Now, here it is, arms and core, belly. Coming up to come back. And from here, we're coming into dog. And this is your second dog of the day, so maybe you don't really need to move so much, or maybe you still do. Your decision, yogi's choice. Taking 4 breaths here. And now you're leading with the other leg. Again, options. Step to wherever you land. Some people like to lift the leg up. It helps them step forward a little bit deeper. Or it could be a little step. Doesn't matter. From here, soft knees. Come on up. Can you come to your toes? And back to prayer. And so that's the basic sun salutation. There's loads of little ways of making it easier or more difficult, of holding it, of sending energy in different places. So you can use it in lots of different ways. For now, play, see what you feel like. And we're going to move on then to our standing pose, our balance. Our basic balance for today, we're going to work with tree pose. Key to a balance is balance. It's your feet. So spreading your feet, really working into your feet. Then taking whichever leg you want to work with first. Lifting the leg, checking that you're stable. Focus on something that doesn't move. So don't be looking at me for this one. Then decide, what are we doing with this leg? Choice. Toes, ballerina toes. Maybe at your ankle. Maybe at your calf. Depending on what you're wearing, you might want to bring it in to the higher place. This is a lot more to do with your clothes than anything else. And then decide. Take your hands together. And breathe. If you like balances, then close your eyes. If your balance is slightly off today, then use the support that's beside you. Use the wall, use a chair, use the support that's there. Feel how amazing it is to be alive. Feel that heartbeat. Releasing the arms down, releasing the legs down. We'll go on the other side. So just notice all the different that's going on, and then switch sides. Turning the hip out, deciding where it's going, ankle, calf, upper thigh. There's a little bit that, just don't put it at your knee. That's the only thing I want, is that you don't push it at your knee, because that can push your knee out. So there's a lovely little catchy place there at your calf, especially if you've been cycling in your youth like I was, or Irish dancing. And then again, let your breath settle. Let your breath settle, let your eyes soften. Closing your eyes is very difficult. Just let it soften. Feel all that movement in your ankle. Stability. Releasing. Releasing. From here we're going to come to the ground and do a back bend. So how you want to come to the ground? Yogi's choice. You can just come on down. I love squats, not because I like doing them, but because they're so functionally good for us. To be able to come to a squat is just so useful. So if you can, it's worth building this up and practicing this. So Coming into your squat in whatever way you want. And you can do this against the wall. Obviously you can come to a squat against the wall, you can't get to the floor. And then see what it's like. So if you feel like playing, then just have a little roll back. If you want to be a bit more serious, well then get down a bit more serious. We're going to come onto our back to play in bridge just for a moment. We're starting to come to the end, to the wind down of the, well it's not the wind down because the back bend is reasonably strong, so take that back completely. Come onto your back. Now, tilt and arch, just tilting and arching your pelvis. So taking your pelvis and rocking it so that you're creating a big arch under your back. So you're flattening the arch under your back. Just playing with that movement a couple of times. This is so helpful, so beneficial for your spine, for your back. And then we're going to take it a little bit further. We're going to start to bring it up into bridge. Now what I want for bridge is, the movement from bridge isn't from your belly, it's from your feet. So really connect with your feet. Get your feet solidly into the ground. Connect your feet to the ground. Push your feet into the ground. As you do that, you're going to feel all of the muscles starting to work. As you push your feet into the ground, then continue that work. Engage your thighs like you've got a block between them, or if you have a block, you can put a block between them. Or a book, dictionary. Engage your glutes, engage your pelvic floor, engage your abs, and you're going to notice that your body is going to want to take itself off the ground. So play with that a little bit, pushing from the feet, letting the movement work from the feet through the pelvis, and then unwinding back down again. The next time you come up, if you want to stay a little bit higher, pause there, and then again from the feet, activate from the feet. Come a little bit. Pause there. Activate from the feet. Come a little bit. Activate from the feet. Come a little bit. And then decide, do you want to stay here or do you want to roll down? Yogi's choice. Moving bridge. Rolling down. Maybe even taking your knees into your chest. It's a home practice. You're going to make all these choices for yourself in the coming weeks. See what you like. If you're lifting, you lift from your feet, thighs, pelvic floor. And maybe even bringing in the arms. Exhaling, rolling down. As you roll down, as the shoulders come in, the arms are going to want to come up, the back is going to come down. And then maybe you want to take it into a circle. It's a choice. Movement is from the feet. Some days work on mobility, some days work on stability. So stability might be holding the pose that little bit longer. Working the shoulders in, interlocking hands under. See how it is. Don't have anything under your head when you're doing bridge. Stay looking forward. So this is something you should be practicing, looking at the video first and then practicing. Whenever you're complete with your back bends, hug your knees into your chest and have a little rock and roll, just kind of unwinding any tension that you took. From here, we're coming into a twist. Any twist that you like. The one I'm recommending is with arms into a T, allowing your knees go to one side as your head goes to the other. It can be nice to put your hand on your knee if you want. Letting your breath settle. Unwinding. This is the opposite of the Sun Salutation, where we're building heat and energy. Now we're literally calming the body, becoming ready to stop. Engage in pelvic floor as you start to move these heavy legs back to the center. Legs go one side, head goes the opposite. spine just simply unwind. If you want to focus more on the shoulder, actually let the head and the knees go on the same side. See what that's like. As long as you're comfortable, then there's no, and you're mindful, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. When you want to come out of it, engage the pelvic floor. These legs are heavy, so that movement, if you want to work on strength, then you're looking to do it with control. Want to really work on strength, see if you can have no hands and do it with control. From here, just hugging your knees in, finishing with a symmetric movement. And now once again, yogi's choice. You can come to Shavasana, or you can roll yourself up and we'll come to sitting. Either are fine. You can do your meditation sitting, you can do it lying. Sitting depends. At the beginning of the day, sitting is often good, but sitting can be very uncomfortable. So if you're sitting, what I would suggest is you get a chair, or you sit up against the wall. I would definitely also recommend that you put a blanket on, something to cover you because you will cool down. Your heart rate slows down, everything starts to cool. Also energetically, it's nice to feel sealed in. So whichever way you are, lying down or sitting up, make yourself comfortable. Notice if you can be 5 or 10% more comfortable. Make any adjustments now. Put things under your knees. Put blankets around you. Use that kitchen sink if it was portable. Whatever you have nearby. And then just notice. Let your breath settle. Notice your breath. Maybe take your hands onto your breath and do a few moments of abdominal breathing. Abdominal breathing is where you want to take the breath deep into your belly. So consciously breathing, consciously feeling the breath, filling your body. On the inhale, filling your body, connecting to the earth. On the exhale, releasing everything you don't need, releasing the breath. Feeling connected to the heavens above, feeling tall on the inhale, exhale. Inhale, whichever. And today we're just going to spend maybe 5 minutes, because this is a practice that we build on over time. So I'm going to suggest that we look at sensations, just sensing the feeling of our skin, the feeling of the air on our skin, the feeling in your mouth, on your face, and just play with that today. So allowing your eyes to close. Maybe notice the breath as it enters your body. Maybe notice if there's a breeze in the room, or heat, or maybe it's your cat, dog, or child crawling on you, sitting beside you. Notice the sensation of your fingers, of your hands, the weight of your fingers and your hands, letting it unwind and release. Your shoulders, letting them become heavy, releasing. Sensations in your mouth. Your face. Noticing your entire body as vibrant sensation. If you find your mind wandering, just simply bring it back, finding the sensations in your body. And if the sensations are discomfort, then see what it's like to sit with that discomfort for a moment. If it's pain, that's different. See if just sitting with the discomfort for a moment, maybe it passes. Allowing your eyes to open. We bring our hands together and we bow, offering peace. Om Shanti. Peace. Well, thank you very much. It has been fun practicing with you. It has been fun calming down after the disaster of my Zoom not working for me. And I look forward to seeing you here again tomorrow.